Welcome back, everybody. One of the comments in the last episode was I should build a secret passageway behind the painting. Well, apparently digging out the wall, and I did dig it out from this side, I didn't just dig into the painting, makes the painting pop off the wall. So I don't know what the scoop is with that. Maybe they changed something in 1.3 or whatever, or like when you see it in map making or anything like that, it's done through like MC Edit. I have no idea. But we'll fix this eventually. If we don't get it this time, we'll just move on to something else. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. This episode, we will be working on this stupid thing. No, it's not stupid. I'm actually really looking forward to it being done. So, we just got to add in a couple more of these segments, and then we're good to go. And during this episode, we will discuss TV shows. I gave you guys a few days to comment on that other video where I asked you, what's your favorite TV shows and such. So today will be the discussion, and I will say what mine is, and etc, etc. So let me just get a little further along here, then we'll discuss. And I won't say the word discussion anymore, because it's starting to sound weird when I say it. Figured I'd just do some work while I list off some shows. And before anybody asks, this nether rack is pumpkin substitutes. It actually wasn't like gone this far, but eventually when I landscape the surface, this is where pumpkins will be. So I just wanted to remind myself of that. So, first off, the shows that you guys named. And it's in no particular order, and I will say the show, and if I've seen it, if I like it, or whatnot. And so the first one is Top Gear. Two people specifically said the UK version, and I've never seen the show ever, UK or American version. I have no interest in cars, and I'm assuming that's what Top Gear is about, something to do with cars. So that's off my list. The next one is The Big Bang Theory. Three people said that as well. I have watched it occasionally, but I'm not really into sitcoms, and I believe that's what that is referred to as, a sitcom. Next is Workaholics. Never heard of that show, so I'm going to assume it's good. The next one is Game of Thrones, and I have watched that. That is sort of one of my favorite shows. However, I'm going to say that season 2 was not anywhere near as good as season 1. Next up, How I Met Your Mother. Three people said that, and I have watched a little bit of that show, and it's a sitcom, and it's good. But I won't watch it because I don't watch sitcoms. Next one is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've heard things about that, but I've never seen it. So I'm going to assume it's good, and you have great taste in TV. The next one is Family Guy. Everyone's seen the Family Guy. I don't watch it regularly, but I'd never be opposed to watching it. It is hilarious, especially just watching clips on YouTube. We got 2.5 Men. Two people said that. I've seen it from time to time. Another sitcom. It is what it is. Tosh.0. Never seen it. Mostly because I don't own a TV. I just watch anything online. So I believe Tosh.0 is pretty much just like Ray William Johnson, but longer. The next up we have The IT Crowd, and that is a big thumbs up for me. That is a British comedy, and it is hilarious, and it upset me that it didn't come back for another season. That sucks. If you guys like comedy, check out The IT Crowd. Hilarious. Okay, now I can't talk and think at the same time, so let me figure out what I'm doing with this wiring. Okay, thinking mostly done. Back to the work. So the next TV show is Modern Family, which I've never seen, but again, I've heard nothing but good things about it. Somebody wrote Friends? That seems weird to me for some reason. I didn't expect anybody who watches my videos to have enjoyed the show Friends. But if you like it, good for you. I mean, like whatever you want. Next up is Person of Interest. I've never heard that show. Seems lame, but I'm sure it's not. Then The Simpsons. I watched The Simpsons since I was a little bitty kid, and can't argue with that show. It's very good. What's next on the list? The Walking Dead. Okay, this is going to probably have some controversy. I did not like The Walking Dead. I watched the first season and a little bit of the second. Then I was done. I didn't like it. To me, they... how to explain it? It was boring. Like, the problem with zombie shows in general is the whole time I think to myself, why are they doing that? I wouldn't do that. And it just drives me crazy. And so I didn't like The Walking Dead. It was good, but not my style. Next is Breaking Bad, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about that. So, but I haven't watched it. I'm one of those guys who I don't watch a lot of shows until they're like done. Next up we have Lost Girl. I did watch that. It was very good. And next up, Criminal Minds. Never seen it. Show called Bones, which I have seen. Very good. And so, 2 people commented Adventure Time. I don't know what that is, but I think it's ridiculously stupid. That's the gist that I got out of it. Okay, let's see if this works here. And then I'll explain it. Okay. Yep. Okay. What this is, all 12 buttons that go to their... I can't even explain it with looking at it. All the 12 buttons that go to their individual cells of dispensers, which dispense the ingredients, all these guys. Well, I connected every output all into one wire, which ends up way over here coming to this modified T flip-flop. What this will do is it will trigger the one side and then the other side whenever you press the button. And these dispensers here, they will be full of bottles and nether wart. So that's the plan there. And actually thinking of it, I need to trigger this actually twice. Now I can do that by doing something like... whatever, we'll deal with that later. Well, I'll deal with it right now. Fixed the problem, but it wasn't fixed at this location, it was fixed down here. When the signal comes in, it goes through quick, toggles the T flip-flop, and then it goes slow and then toggles the T flop again. So both sides of all 30, I guess it's 40 dispensers trigger. Now we have ice, we have water, and we have signs. That means it's time to do some work. It's time to put down the ice, the pathways, but we have to be extremely careful not to spill anything, because there's redstone everywhere. So we'll have to make sure everything's ready to go. We'll have to cover up all these pumpkins so that there's not enough light to melt anything. And I didn't bring any building blocks with me, so let me go back and get some cobble. Cobble is gotten, but I realized that I had to knock out all this lighting, so it might be very difficult watching me put down the ice. Well, it won't be difficult, you'll just be staring at a blank screen. So what I'll do is, while I work on this, I will mention my 3 favorite TV shows. Now, as most of you probably guessed, I am older than most of you, so my taste in TV shows might be a little bit different. So, in order from, I guess, like 3rd to 1st, my favorite shows are number 3, Code Geass. That is an anime, as you can probably tell. Now, it's included as like a TV show because it is as good as any TV show I've ever saw. And so that's why it's my number 3. My number 2 TV show is Babylon 5. Most of you probably don't even know that show, but it is awesome. It's science fiction like most of the shows that I like, but the reason I love it so much is because it was written all at once. So like the creator, I forget his name, whatever it is, he wrote 4 seasons, and it ended up going 5. They asked him to make another season, which was fine. But so things that like happened in the first season, Like, seems like random for no reason. It all made sense later on, and it was an amazing show. I loved it, and that is why it's my number 2. And my number 1, imagine that, another science fiction show, one that you guys might have heard of, is Battlestar Galactica. I think that was an amazing show. It just kept me just wondering how it could get any worse the whole time. And it didn't disappoint. So if you guys haven't seen any of those, check it out, because it's well worth it. Okay, if you noticed any chugginess or lag, it's because I was running out of space on my hard drive. So I just cleaned up about 120 gigs. So things should be running a lot smoother. I've enclosed everything. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do all of the water effect. So the water will push everything that comes out of here this direction. A sign will go there, and that melted because I put that torch in there. So we'll just get rid of that torch for now. Replace the ice. Sorry about the darkness. Screwed that up. Do I have my silk touch with me still? Yes. Okay. So we'll put this here. And then another thing of water will go right there, flowing this way. And that will push everything into this corner. And we'll put a water source here, which will push it all this direction. Now it will be same for every single tunnel. It will push everything into this center area and then push it this direction to the hole. So let me finish that up. Then maybe we'll do some testing. It's all finished. Somebody, I think it was Furquan, told me that I could use redstone torches for lighting, so that helps a little bit. But like I said, it is all finished now, which is good. Everything funnels to this spot. But I don't want to test it today. I've been working on that long enough. And I was thinking about possibly doing some texture pack testing out. I've never been a big guy on texture packs, but I've seen some good ones, like the Faithful ones. They're 3232, but they require some patcher or something like that. I didn't look into it enough to care, so I don't know. But let me decide what I want to do now. Okay, I didn't really figure out what to do, so I figured I'd just do some odd jobs. I took out all the fencing here, because I'm giving up on pigs. Wherever they went, they're free to roam. And because I've been using all the bread, we're not using all the bread, but I eat bread, but I've been trying to save it up to trade with the villagers. I figured I'll start eating cow meat, because I do have a looting 2 sword, so I just bred all these guys, and I'm going to breed them more and more and more until they fill up this whole place, and then slaughter them all the time. It's good eatings. Alright, you guys, get out of this hole. Come on. Whatever. I'll just turn my back, and you guys will move. There's one chicken. He'll just be there for whatever reason. Are you guys stuck? Well, I figured, because I mentioned my top 3 favorite TV shows earlier in the episode, I will mention just good shows in general that I am, of course, as you've noticed, a sci-fi guy. I like science fiction. It's one of my favorite things. So here are some good shows that if you have the time for, or you have the capacity to watch, this is what you should watch. In no particular order. The Terminator Chronicles. Of course, it got canceled after 2 seasons, which sucks, but I loved it. Dark Angel. 2 seasons again. It's older. It's probably like, I don't know how old, but you guys were probably just babies, but it's a good show. Farscape, very good also. It's a little weird to get into, but if you make it like through the first half of the first season, you're like, where is this going? And it gets pretty crazy. So you might want to check that out. Also, any Stargate series. I really like Stargate SG-1. It was great. It went on for 10 years, so it had to have been semi-good. And then Stargate Atlantis, which was its spin-off. Very good also. And then Stargate Universe was its 3rd spin-off, and season 1 of that was horrendous. the worst thing ever. But if you make it to season 2, it's really good, and then it gets canceled. So maybe you shouldn't watch that at all. The current 2 best shows, well, I guess the next 4 shows that I have are really good, and they're still currently all on. Number 1 is True Blood, but most of you guys, I don't know if you're old enough to watch it. Never really thought about that. The next one is Doctor Who. Great show. I never watched any of the old ones from like the 70s or 80s or whenever the heck it started, but the new version, the 2005 version, great show. Next is Fringe. Fringe is really good. I rewatched that whole series, and next season is its 5th and final season, which does suck, but at least you know you'll get 5 good seasons out of it. And last but not least is Supernatural. I have not watched season 7 yet, but I know it will be just as good as the first 6 seasons, because with that show, whenever the season ends, you're like, how can they top it? Where can they go from here? And without disappointment, they satisfy you every season. It's really good. Now, for the rest of this episode, which isn't long, hold on. I'm going to wait till all this is done cooking. Okay, the stone finished cooking. We grabbed all that, but quickly, while Fading Death is AFK here, I'm just going to surround him in glass, because it will be funny. He's not AFK. What a trickster. Alright, no evidence. No evidence. We'll just run away. Nope, he doesn't see us. He's been collecting stuff from my mob towers. He like goes AFK for a little bit, does whatever, and then he just collects it, because I'm not collecting it. But for the rest of this episode, I think that's the second time I've said that now, we're going to build up this wall. I believe somebody asked me what that ring was for. And I had an idea a long time ago, when I first made the base, is to bring a little element of my quest for everything into this base. Is that a zombie? Oh. Not too often that I see mobs around here. So my quest for everything, where I endeavored to get one of everything in the game, which was my very first series, which was fun. Well, I'm going to bring a little bit of an element back to that. I'm going to get like a whole stack of everything. So I'm going to build this wall here, and once that wall is done, we are going to like inset some chests into it, and those chests will be similar to the chests that I used in the quest for everything. And then we'll see if I can quest for everything again. I basically have a wicked head start, but it will be a proud moment if I can get a stack of everything in the game. Now, everything that isn't stackable, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. We'll figure that out a little bit later, maybe. Oh, can't make that jump even though you try. So, you guys are watching this on Thursday. Tomorrow is my live stream. I'm very sorry to those guys who can't make it. But if you can't make it, start asking any questions you want in the comments section here, and then I'll answer it if I can in the live stream. If nobody can come up with a good question, I'll use some of yours. And I believe the live stream will be like saved on Twitch TV, so you could always watch it, in the past. I don't know if it's as entertaining if it isn't live, but that's your decision, not mine. As long as the option's there, you guys do what you wish. So, that being said, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I will talk to you tomorrow.